The Big Voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
KWTN 100.9 FM. Welcome everybody to a beautiful Tuesday. It is a little rainy out there. DJ Guaranteed, Garan Coons, Communications Officer. We have a lot of stuff to get through here today, so I'm going to turn it on over here to my co-hosts for their introduction.
Hello, everybody. Good day to you all. I hope you are having a wonderful, rainy Tuesday morning. It's Hop Hinu Bahaje.
Yes.
I'm Bethany Redhorn, the Winnebago Indian News editor, and DJ Bethany for the Big Voice.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And you guys had an episode, or no, excuse me, Winnebago Indian News. You guys had an issue come out.
Yes.
This past Saturday, and I think the post offices and everything were closed down, so make sure you check your mail for those readership subscribers, and it should be in there. You get a nice, good copy of that. But we had some pictures of the harvest celebration. We had some headline news that we'll discuss here a little bit today, and then we also had some tribal council minutes. I believe there was some notices that are going out as well, so you want to make sure you get your copy of that. There is an online edition on the Winnebago Tribe's website, and we'll kind of make mention as today comes on. But for those that are going to be tuning in, here's what we got in store today. We're going to have an event coming up. It's called Res Cycle. I'm pretty excited about this one because we have a celebrity that's coming down to the big screen, and Jordana and the crew are going to be coming up here to talk about that. We also have SORNA, the Winnebago Tribe's law enforcement program. SORNA, the program within that department, is going to be talking about a little bit information, public service announcement for everybody's general information. We also have
some of our segments that we're going to get into, so some Big Voice updates. We have a lot of announcements to share. We'll also make mention of a special election vote that's going to be coming up.
That's right.
And so we'll talk about a lot of that. And we have some segments that we're going to get into as well.
Okay. And then at the end there, we always do joke of the day.
Yes.
The rant of the day. Opposite of that, I was just milling this around here in the office this morning. I was kind of asking Tyler and everybody what they thought about it, but I think we're going to do it. You know how we do our shout out section of the day? You know, we want to give shout outs and stuff. We want to formalize that. If we can have, and we're going to be working on this and stuff, but maybe a nomination piece where we recognize positivity, something that a person did something good for the Winnebago community, or an entity, okay, organization, whatever it may be.
Yes.
We're going to try to formalize that. And then we want to, you know how like on the Big Voice Sports Show, we have those medals, you know, athlete of the week or whatever. We wanted to do like the person of the week and have an announcement here. But we'll need the Big Voice's help.
Yep.
Meaning that how you vote for All Requests Live, maybe you submit somebody, you nominate somebody, and we kind of go from there. So that section, we're going to talk about that a little bit more coming up here today. So with that being said, let's get into our first guest. If we have, we're going to go with the SORNA crew here. Come on up here, gentlemen, and we'll get you recognized. In the meantime, while they're getting kind of queued up and stuff like that, do we have some upcoming events this week?
Yeah, so we do have some basketball to discuss. So if you are on the Big Voice Facebook page, we'll share some of that announcement and information, but on the Winnebago Public Schools Facebook page as well, they share a lot of their weekly announcements for the school. But what I wanted to mention is we do have football.
Yeah, a game this week. Yeah, you said basketball, but I caught that. I was like, oh man, we got some basketball. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all good, man. We're excited for basketball too.
Yes,
you know?
yep.
But guess who comes to town this week? Omaha Nation.
Yes.
That's kind of what they call the rivalry and stuff, you know. So that's going to be taking place. It's a night game.
Yep.
Usually these games are like at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or whatever and stuff. But this game here is going to be at 7 p.m. We're going to be streaming. You know, want to send a shout out to all the production crew, but mainly the fans the family members and the athletes and the coaches doing a wonderful job representing Winnebago football throughout the lands in the All-Nation Conference.
Yes, real quick, I want to add that for today, for the Lady Indians, they have a triangular at Madison versus Madison and Cedar Bluffs. This is varsity only, beginning at 5 p.m. You can go to the Winnebago Public Schools page to see that huddle link, which it will be live streamed as well.
Nice. Okay, so here we go. We're going to open up the microphones to these gentlemen here. And this is the Winnebago Winnebago Law Enforcement. As you know, we assume law enforcement and a midnight ceremony that happened last week. It was a wonderful ceremony and a pretty historic. We were there. We took some pictures. There's a live stream there if you guys want to witness that. A lot of behind the scenes work for this, but to foster that new era of law enforcement around Winnebago, these folks have the opportunity to come on up here and talk about SORNA. So let's go ahead and start with your introductions, if you would, please, gentlemen.
All right, I'm Jameson Wolfleader. I'm the SORNA Smart Data Entry Clerk at the Winnebago Police Department.
Nice to meet you, Jameson. Thank you for coming on up here and appreciate you. And then also...
Hey, good morning. My name is Alexander DeLeon. I'm the Smart Compliance Officer at the Winnebago Police Department. Just some little background on me. I was previously a deputy for Thurston County from July 2022 up until I took this position here in August of this year. And then just another thing, SMART. So it's a little stands for sensing, monitoring, apprehending, registering, and tracking of sex offenders.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's back up. SORNA itself. What does that mean?
So SORNA is Sex Offender Registration Notification Act.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And then in the Winnebago Tribal Code, it's defined as Sex Offender Registration, Sex Offender Registration Act.
Okay.
Yes.
So all those that are convicted of sex crime act and stuff must register with you folks?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So that makes sense. So public service announcement and everything too, you know what I mean? Like we want to get this information out as much as possible. Tell us about the program.
Yes, correct. So here we operate a Winnebago Tribe Sex Offender Registry. That's located at winnebagotribe.nsopw.gov. Then as you're navigating through there, it shows all the active sex offenders located within the exterior boundaries of the Winnebago Reservation. That includes people that live here, go to school here, and as well as work here. It even includes over on the Iowa side as well. And then as you're navigating through there, it displays picture, address of the sex offender, and then the offense that they're convicted for. Sex offenders, they're categorized into 3 tiers. It's going to be Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. And as the severity of the offense increases, so does that number. So a Tier 3 offender would be a more serious conviction. Yes, correct. And then another thing I just wanted to touch on while we're here as well is just kind of in the Winnebago Tribal Code, so everything's going to fall under Title 7, Article 16, and then Article 17. In Article 17, it kind of defines on restrictions on where a convicted sex offender can live. So on the Winnebago Reservation, they're not allowed to live within 1,000 feet of a real property comprising a school, child care facility, youth program facility, or playground. There's a few exceptions to that rule, but generally that'd be the tribal code. There's a civil penalty for that. It is $1,000 civil fine. And there's also exclusion zones. So sex offenders are not allowed to loiter within 100 feet of the real property boundary of a school, loiter within 100 feet of a youth program facility, a playground, or any place where a tribal event is held or the event is primarily intended for children. There's a few exceptions to all these rules here, but generally those are the Winnebago Tribal Code exclusion zones, and then that is going to be a $200 civil penalty for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I did not know that. I don't know the parameters and everything, but this is good information. So there is a website out there, and if you let's say that I recognize somebody or anything like that, do I talk to you gentlemen, or how do I
Yes.
go about doing that?
Yes. So we're there Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. would be our hours, but I do want to put out there our work phone numbers. I'm going to be available for contact. If I'm unable to answer my work phone, please leave me a voicemail. Otherwise, another route is there's always a tribal police officer on, so they can also address issues as well. But if anybody has any questions, concerns, or anything, I would like them to please reach out to me for sure. Yes,
Right.
and then I'm able to answer any questions or discuss any concerns about anything related to us, sort of. Yes.
We up here at the Big Voice are always advocates of if you see something, say something. Also, on the follow-up, these people that are listed on this SORNA website and stuff, they have to abide by certain things, and that's for the protection of themselves and then also protection of our fellow community members and stuff too. So appreciate you guys' help in doing that. If they have questions, there is a website. What is the website?
So they do have two. We have on the tribe's website, we have winnebagotribe.com, tribal-police with some of that contact information, some of the information that our deputy here was making mention of. And then there is the winnebagotribe.nsopw.gov.
Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, at times we have relatives that are far away, and then also, if they can been convicted, this is just a hypothetical question, and if you don't know the answer, that's okay and stuff. But this is kind of my curiosity. Let's say somebody else lives off a different reservation, they're convicted, and they come and try to reside here in Winnebago. Do they have to register with you guys?
Correct. Yes, and it's going to be any person convicted of a sex offense, regardless of I don't know how to correctly word this, but regardless of jurisdiction, so it's going to be any person here. So
Yeah.
Yes. Yep,
Okay.
Yep. Any person to be found within the exterior boundaries of the Winnebago Reservation. Correct.
Jamie, how often is the website updated? Do you guys keep track of it? Is it yearly, quarterly? Is it daily, or
Yeah, we try to keep up on it daily. Just
make sure
make
everybody
sure everything's all up to date and everything's correct and everything.
Yes. Yeah. As new information comes in, we're constantly updating the website. Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Alrighty, do you have any questions for these folks?
No, I just appreciate you guys coming on to share this information. I know maybe there was people out there that had that question of where do I go to make notice of this, or I seen someone that I know needs to, I don't know, get registered, then point them in that direction.
At times, we were actually kind of scared to talk to the BIA police, and I want to say thank you for coming on up here, giving this information. It's important information. We don't want nobody to get hurt. At the same time, we want everybody to stay safe. We want everybody to kind of know their surroundings and everything too. And so this new age of law enforcement for the tribe, we assumed operations, and we'll probably show some pictures of that and stuff. But what did that kind of take us back through that night? What did that mean for you guys?
It was something for sure important to me. I have a sort of a belief, where I feel like if there's local law enforcement, issues can be addressed a lot easier. Especially when I was a deputy for the sheriff's office here. If I acted inappropriately or if somebody had a complaint, they can go to the sheriff or chief deputy. But from it seems like with the BIA, there is sort of a disconnect. It's not necessarily, they may not be here at all times.
Yeah.
It might be like a detailed officer or something, and then there's different chains of command they have to go to, reach out to their supervisor. So no, I really like the local law enforcement aspect of how the tribe's taking over the police department here. Yes.
Appreciate those words.
Yeah, and there's with our department, there was a lot of things that were overlooked and just weren't taken as serious with the SORNA department. That now that we've taken it over, that's just can be more on top of things and making sure everything's all taken care of and appropriate to the tribal code that's written and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I don't know, and apologize for my ignorance here and stuff, but the people that and Chief said something I'm trying to get at and stuff. It's like if you're convicted of sex offenders, maybe those people that are listening, those that are online and stuff, have those thoughts. Do you guys, before they act, or is it on the opposite end, like they have to be convicted? Is that when they come to you? Meaning, like if they have those thoughts of like they can't control those sexual urges, or they're having urges about minors or anything like that, do they see the hospital first, or can they come to you guys?
I would say they'll be able to come to us and meet with a tribal police officer on that. Our end is to handle it'd be a person convicted of a sex offense. So we're going to be post, court process essentially.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. Alrighty. I that's all the questions I have. This is good information. If you guys have an event or a public service event or anything like that, just let us know. We can help you get that information out. And then also that website. One more time. What is their website?
So we had 2 of those. We have the Winnebago. Oh, let me bring it back up. I had full screen, guys.
Oh yeah.
So we have winnebagotribe.nsopw.gov, and that's for the sex offender registry with more information. Also, we have the winnebagotribe.com tribal-police. That's on the Winnebago Tribes page.
Okay. Well, Mr. De Leon, Officer De Leon, and then also Jameson and Mr. Wolf Leader, we appreciate you guys' time to come on up here and give us that information. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Alrighty. So SORNA makes sense. And we just want to, again, as Big Voice, this is an outlet for a lot of people to utilize, making sure that they get that information out to the good folks.
Yes.
And that's important information too. So if you have an opportunity, make sure that if you have any questions, go down there to the local law enforcement. They're still in the same building. They just changed hands, basically, as far as the operations belongs to the Winnebago Tribe, Winnebago Court, everything in that manner. And too, Chief Lone Wolf, when he came up here, and I remember Officer, what was his name, Barnes, was here, and he got called out and did a call.
Yep.
I mean, and then afterwards, I try to, assist a little bit with they lost somebody and they needed to find somebody. So I had my drone up in the air. But man, he goes from the radio station to a call. That's like a pretty important response to a call.
Duty calls.
Yeah, man. I was just like, dang, these guys are on it, So nonetheless, man, it's very good to see, and I'm excited for the Winnebago law enforcement to see what they can do. Reaching out to the community in Big Voice Radio. If Jeremiah and the crew are listening and stuff, thank you guys for taking the time out to come on up here.
Definitely.
Anytime, you guys are welcome and stuff. As we're calling our next guest.
Yes. So we do have 2 lovely ladies joining us. And so they'll be talking about a very exciting event that we'll be kind of collaborating with them on. And so I'm excited to talk about that. That'll be coming up. And while they get situated, I do want to mention, so I wanted to also, we mentioned the youth sports. So the volleyball taking place today. We do have that football game coming up on Thursday. But I also have mentioned for the sports show. So the show will be live at 5 on Wednesday. And so you can join us for all sports coverage with Coach Q and B Love Wednesdays bi-weekly at 5 p.m.
I like it. They did the homecoming edition last time and
Yes.
stuff. Not the Winnebago homecoming, but it was, yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
It wasn't the one commemorating Chief Little Priest. It was homecoming for homecoming.
School.
Yeah, and then you alluded to that in the question of the issue is you come up with what was your favorite homecoming?
Yeah.
And we're talking about school homecoming.
Yep.
Care to share?
Mine's kind of funny because I was like, I kind of derived, it was actually, how would you say that? It was motivated by, or inspired by MC Eves. But my answer was kind of basic because I actually only attended homecoming really in junior high. I didn't go to any of my homecomings in high school.
What?
So it was like a womp womp.
All right. We'd like to welcome in our next guest with their introductions. Ladies.
Hi, NPA. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jordana Bass. I am a youth mentor as well as the founder and organizer of the Wodak Kodak Youth Organization's Recycle Drive. And I'm excited to share with you guys the event this upcoming next week. So yeah, thank you guys for having us.
For sure.
And I'm Trisha Rivers. I am now the administrative support assistant / solid waste and recycling specialist for the Winnebago Tribe Environmental Protection Department.
Congratulations.
It's such a mouthful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So Trisha wears a lot of hats. So does Jordana.
I do.
She helps us on out.
Yes.
Jordana is our photographer, camera operator, production, all kind of good things. And then Trisha, you
Yes,
do
sir.
the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's good. But this event that's coming up, it's called, it's really cool. Go ahead and tell us about it.
Yeah, okay, so this would be the first time would be hosting this type of event. So we wanted to organize a recycle drive, and the main reason for that is because Vision Maker Media is one of our major partners, and they help us out a lot on a lot of our funding, and they do a lot of work in Native American film and whatnot. But so partnering with them, they really wanted to send Bird Running Water, who is a producer of the film Fancy Dance, and they want to send him to the community. So they really challenged us to organize an event in a really short time period. So we really wanted to open it up and do sort of like a recycle drive to really promote self-sustainability and really promote like a healthy environment. That's something that I really feel passionate about in my everyday life. I really love to be out in nature and whatnot. So really, in order to give back to Mother Earth, I really wanted to organize this event and also be able to establish more of a live entertainment, partnering with some local artists and musicians. We have a few local bands coming in that day, and we're also hoping to share some native films as well as our youth films. So really, it's just a full day of live entertainment, and we're really excited to offer this opportunity for our artists and whatnot.
Right. So if you search on Facebook, go back up there, Bethany, if you can, Winnebago Community Recycle Drive Fundraiser in Entertainment. There's events. I would suggest that you put interested or going, because they're going to have some more updates. Now, I want to talk about the guy that's coming. And you managed to get this gentleman. I looked him up, and he has like Instagram and then also Facebook. But tell him who's coming.
Okay, yeah, so Bird Running Water is like a major film producer, and he I'm not too he has a really long list of films that he actually produced, but he's pretty well known in the native film industry, and he worked on the film Fancy Dance. A producer is really someone who oversees like the film project from the beginning to the end. So really that's what he done, and what he has done with that project. And he's if you haven't seen the film, it's actually on Apple TV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're actually hoping to share that film at the end of the event. So that's just a little bit about what I know about Bird Running Water.
Yeah.
But he's also going to be at another event that Vision Maker Media will be hosting in Lincoln. Will be the day before that, and they'll also be hosting Zon McLaren, who is another native actor who's acted on Reservation Dogs, and it would be really cool to get him here as well. But we'll see what happens. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Jordana and Trisha, I was talking to Bethany it was kind of almost like my rant and stuff, and I was like, we have all these resources, and RIP Ernie Stevens, he just passed away not too long ago, and one of the things that he made mention is when he took over as chairman of these casinos, what they call the National Indian Gaming Association, NIGA, they were like at 10 billion as far as cumulative revenues across all the native casinos. And I did some research on it, and it said like we own like 43% of the gaming revenues, and then that's equals today in 2024 it's 44 billion. And I was like, wow. So I perform with like Brule and do some other shows and things like that, and we've been knocking on these casino doors, but you have to be in this like circuit, and it's hard to crack, and it's just like, come on, we should be native and should, and they're basically like, wow, we donate, over 100,000 to the powwow and stuff. Go be happy over there. And so what I was making mention of is that,
which we love. Let's not. We love that.
But in the realm of entertainment, these casinos have opportunity. They have their own theaters. They have their own
venues,
stages.
Yes.
And so what you're doing, Jordana and Trisha, is bringing that together. And I was just like, wow. Because we can't say, man, let's go see a native entertainment tonight. We can't. And it's just like, we should be able to, and like, let's support any comedians, musicians, filmmakers, whatever it may be and stuff. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way we're going to get through and stuff. So, and I like this, how you guys crossed it here. You're going to have entertainment, but there's also a message about recycling. Tell us about that.
So recycling, I feel like also too, just in tribal nations in general, we should be utilizing more of a zero waste approach when it comes to even like tribal community events, when it comes to even our memorials, our wakes, and there's just simple things that you can do at home. So we're having that conversation at EPD about what would that truly look like here in the Winnebago Reservation. But just recycling in general, it's not like a really popular topic by any means, but it's something that should be explored in general because we do have climate change that is very real.
Yeah.
And being able to recycle, reuse, and cut back our use of just wanting to consume. Everything has to be brand new. Everything has to be, sparkly and, just all of that. Really challenging folks, having the conversation, but planting the seed.
Right.
And actually, this is Jordana's idea. Like, this was all Jordana's, this is what she wanted to see in our community. And so we are just supporting that. And we definitely want to see her organization come to fruition. We want to see that happen. Because it's such, I think like recycling and film are such like things that need to be explored more, especially within Native communities that don't get discussed. And so creating those spaces, creating the topic, the conversations, it's so important. So, but yes, I think it's awesome that Jordana is taking, the initiative to create those spaces and create just something that's so needed in our community, especially in a world of technology advances. It's just needed.
Yeah.
So,
and your organization's a nonprofit too.
Yes, we're actually working towards that, and that's one of the major reasons why we're doing a lot of these outreach events, because we're working towards being a nonprofit. Currently, we're just a youth organization right now, but we're really hoping to get out there in the community and hoping to provide that space, and there'll be other opportunities for we actually have like an Indiegogo campaign fund. Bethany, if you're able to go back to our page and kind of pull that up. But if you're actually not local in the community, we really want to share that Indiegogo campaign fund if you would really be interested in contributing, because what we learned over the summer, you guys are working with Kaven right now, and he was a really big part of our program. And I would say that his passion for music and his passion for his music video project really inspired me to provide that outlet and that space for other Native musicians and Native artists to be able to share, their work, because, there's a lot of things that you can do with filmmaking and digital media and whatnot. You just have to learn how to, provide the opportunity and those resources for other artists in our community.
Wow. Yeah, that is cool that you mentioned that he is teaching you, and just that. So Kaven, just to talk about him a little bit, he's our apprentice that he's working. He debuted. How many episodes does he have under his belt?
He just debuted episode 4 last night.
4 episodes under his belt. That's crazy and stuff. And then he has I've seen the premiere of his music video. Talented gentleman, what I mean? Like, so very cool. But tell us about this Indiegogo.
Okay, so the Indiegogo campaign fund, typically you'll see GoFundMe campaign pages, but this is an Indiegogo campaign fund specifically for artists, and so I haven't really been promoting the page very much, but I guess this is that opportunity.
Yeah.
So if you go to Indiegogo.com, you can search up our youth organization. You can look up Wodak Kodak Youth Organization, and there you can actually make your contributions, or you can actually scroll down and you can pick your perk. You have an opportunity to actually go back to there. Yeah. Pick your perk. You can scroll down a little bit there. Yeah. There's also opportunities to, if you click on that, click it.
She's like, click it.
Yeah, so just to kind of show you guys what the perks are in there, select your option. You can go down. We're actually you can receive a credit in the film for $40.
Really?
In our next our next projects, maybe next summer, you guys will receive credits in our films, as well as, you can scroll down a little bit more. What else do I got there? If you wanted to donate $100, you can become a producer in the film, and we have a couple other photography services as well as videography services, which will all 100% be contributed and go back to our youth organization.
Wow. Hey,
I love it.
the wheels are turning here. The wheels are turning. Thank you for bringing this forward and stuff. So that's like a perk, huh?
Yeah.
I like that, as opposed, nothing against GoFundMe and stuff like that, but it's a little bit different. This is the first time I ever heard of this website and stuff too. So if you have an opportunity, make sure you utilize that, because they're doing some good events. This is year 2 for your guys' summer cohort that you guys utilize.
Yeah. Yep. So we're actually hoping to share a few of our youth films, two of our films from the 2024 summer cohort, as well as a couple films from our 2025 youth cohort as well. So would you be able to share one of our trailers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
check it out.
All right.
So we'll go back to the page here.
Okay.
And I know that you said you had Cookies.
Yeah, so Cookies was written and produced by Lula Decora, and this is a narrative short film, and I wanted to share, this will be another film that we'll be sharing during our youth event.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
This is the trailer.
Yes.
Do you remember my favorite Hopi poem?
Hey, I just want to say I'm sorry to hear about your grandmother. I just want you to know that she was a good woman, and I'm not sure what you're experiencing and going through, but I just want you to know there's support. If you need extensions for anything, just let me know. Or if you're interested in that, just reach out to me.
No, I'm fine. Thank you. I thought making her cookies would help me feel better, but I don't know the recipe. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there, and I do not sleep. I'm 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on the snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken and the morning's hush, I am the swift of the rush.
There you have it. Yes, man, very powerful. I remember watching that, and give them kind of the background story on how that one came about.
Yeah, so this was it was our first time actually trying like a narrative film. Last year we was really centered on we produced 4 short documentaries, but my favorite thing to do is screenwriting. So I was like, okay, well, I really want for these kids to learn, screenwriting, and I want for them to try to produce like a narrative short film. So in our first couple weeks, we did like a kind of like a crash course screenwriting session where our students produced their own, wrote their own short scripts. And I always try to encourage our youth to use, Winnebago or just, native cultural stories in general, because I feel like that is a way to preserve like a lot of our stories.
Right.
So that's a major reason why we really want to push that. So anyway, so Lula's idea was to, write this story on Hopi cookies. And kind of, I'm just trying to reiterate what she kind of shared with me, but she shared that her mom spent years trying to figure out the recipe because you have to pay attention, when you're, in the kitchen with your grandmas or when somebody's making those cookies, you really have to be mindful and pay attention to figure out that recipe. So really that's what the story is about, is really trying to find that recipe. And Tyler Free Lemire was the star of this film, and Ty did a really, really great job, a really phenomenal job. And I really have to give a shout out to Ty, because without our actors and people a part of our projects, these projects wouldn't have been able to happen. So big shout out to Ty for doing that. And I just have to say, you guys just come check out the film.
There you go. That is awesome. I remember there's a scene, and it looked like a fun scene, but at the same time, it was a heavy scene. But she was throwing she was frustrated. And I was like, wow.
Emotion.
Yeah. That was really well shot.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff, man. And I still remember to this day, and I brought it up the other time, another apprentice, Kylie. She did the one on boarding schools, and Kat Morris, she was the one she interviewed, and just the emotion and that. Still, that was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Yep.
And I still remember that. So if you have an opportunity, go to this website and see the local talent. Keep going. That's something that we really want to make sure. But this event is coming up next, the 22nd. That's next week. We're excited for it. It's going to be down at the big screen. We're kind of in partnership with you guys. And yeah, man, let's have a good time, show support, and anything else that we might be missing here.
I just want to give a shout out to our sponsors. The Vision Maker Media, we will be providing the meal, as well as bringing bird running water to the community, and also Wildlife and Parks will be providing the campfire wood as well as the fire pits. And the Big Voice, shout out to the Big Voice for providing our venue and our space, and hopefully be able to provide some additional music, which would be really cool. But also shout out to the EPD for providing additional recycling supplies, and we're hoping to get the big recycle trailer down there.
Yes.
Too. We're hoping for that. So
I want to compliment you. You had that EPD water, and it's just like, it's another form, it's just like blah blah blah, all this and that. But you had a coloring contest, you had food, you had you know what I mean? And
you definitely have to plug in the youth. It has to be engaging. Like that's number one. For us and for physical resources in general, there's like community outreach. And so
and then how you're doing this with the recycling and partnership with, who would have thought?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These cross collaborations is getting the awareness out, but it's making it so that it's enjoyable and it's fun and interactive and engaging. And so I know that a lot of people got a lot of good things about that. I didn't get to attend. It was a special day for me because it's my birthday, but not. I know you guys.
Shout out to Garen's birthday.
Right. Shout out to Garen's birthday.
You remember that time you printed out those little mats?
He was talking about his birthday all month that month. So I was like, okay, me and Bet got to play a prank on him.
We do have that still shot of that. Yeah, I use it here and there.
Out of nowhere, poof. I was like, what is this?
Good stuff.
But thank you, ladies, for coming on in. We're going to see you there, and we will post more information. But there is events page. Make sure you go and hit that events that you're going or interested in. Share that information. This is a good...
And donate. Donate.
Yes, ma'am.
Support. That's the biggest thing.
Just one more thing. We have we have 3 of our bands. We have Kaven. Kaven is going to be one of our musicians, as well as Laura Neff and Ryan. Yeah, and his group. So those are 3 of our...
Nothing personal.
Yeah, nothing personal.
Remember Ryan Picati?
Oh.
He performed for us for the first annual People's Choice Awards.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. It's good to see that.
You went out and seen some of his performance, right?
Yep. They actually, I'm sorry, they play every Thursday at Vanguard Arts in Sioux City. So if you're interested in hearing some local live music, then that's the spot to be.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Have a blessed day.
Yes.
I am excited for that. And come back.
Love to see it. Yes, for sure. So these ladies also help us with the camera operations and producing the live streams and stuff. When is our next live stream?
So our next live stream is going to be this Thursday on October 16th.
Okay.
And that's against Omaha Nation.
And volleyball's off this week.
Yep, volleyball's off. They do go up against today in a triangular. And so we read that off earlier in the show, and I already forgot the 2 teams.
If you have an opportunity in your Winnebago area, I know you guys love to watch online and stuff, but come to one of their games. There's an opportunity for you to really cheer them on. Every game has this point of the section where I think like the Winnebago fans, the parents, everybody, the bench, everybody should hype up, and maybe they'll kind of get some more wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just like that domino effect.
It's my little theory. It's my little theory and stuff. You know, I have the opportunity to commentate it. I enjoy it. This is something that I really love to do and stuff, you know. And I know that Eugene, Quince, Buff, and Sean really enjoy football. And I remember the first time I did Cheyenne Eagle Butte, and we got sent up there. I think the tribal council sponsored us to go up there and stream it. And Matt made you, Gentry, and we up there in Cheyenne Eagle Butte, right? I butchered all the names and stuff. I was like, I don't know what play they're running and everything. So Eugene said, I'll help you out, bro. So it's pretty cool to see. Nonetheless,
Going on. Hello? Okay, yeah, we're good.
turn me up in the headphones. Can do my Eminem spit. No, that's like you guys missed it. No. Okay, we're back online.
Yes.
All right, thank you for helping us on out. But what am I going to news? What do we got?
So for the win, in the last issue, we just had one that hit the printers, and so we're going to take a look at that digital version. But we did talk about the general election. So we talked about the results from that. We had the oath of office ceremony, and so we made mention of that event. And if you are unaware, I believe Guaranteed mentioned it earlier in the show, we do have a digital version of the win out there. So if you go to Winnebago Indian News, or actually WinnebagoTribe.com, there's a news tab with all the tabs right here. And so you'll also see mention of that special vote that we'll talk about a little bit more. But the news tab has Winnebago Indian News. You'll be able to see our contact information. If you have a change of address, you can send the information in through the mailing system. You can always give us a call, 402-878 extension 4001. That's for me, and extension 4002 for our office circulation win manager. I said it all backwards. Tyler. And then we have,
There it is.
the latest edition of the win.
And it's interactive.
Also, yes, talked about the ceremony that took place on October 1st at 12:01 a.m. So that's the Winnebago Tribe assuming operations of the Winnebago law enforcement.
Yeah, and shout out to you guys, man. None of you guys were crabby, you know, usually past your bedtime, 10 o'clock or anything like that. But we got out of there. I think I got home like at maybe 3 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah.
And I was here at 7:59 a.m. But yeah, it was a good ceremony, historic, right at 12:01. 12:01. The government shut down, but the Winnebago Tribe assumed the operations of the law enforcement. How cool is that?
I want to make mention of something. I didn't include it in the article, but I thought it was really awesome how Chief Lone Wolf made mention of it being like a full circle moment for him. He shared in his speech or his thank you message of Mr. Larry Pear being the individual who helped with his send-off ceremony when he went to basic training. And he was also he offered the blessing and prayer during the ceremony that took place that night. So it's just like things like that take place. It's just little things like that. I thought that was really awesome.
Makes the community go well and stuff, you know.
Yeah, good things.
I seen these guys at work, and one of the things is my goal. I'm putting this out there to try to speak it into existence. But you ever see cops?
Oh,
and
yeah.
they do the ride-alongs and everything. I think I want to grab a camera one of these nights.
Might I mention, we've talked about this since like my earlier start of the department.
Right.
I remember when I first came on, we like, didn't you get to or didn't
No.
somebody or no? Never.
It was so the tribe had a couple of tribal officers, right, that they paid for, but the BIA still had kind of the authority to grant us access and not. But now that the tribe has and stuff, I think we can make that happen. So Chief Lone Wolf, if you're hearing this,
hard hint.
Yeah, let's try it one of these times. Maybe Halloween night or something like that. None of the kids, nobody get wonk, you know what I mean? Because this, you know, we're going to be out and about. But he did mention that he wants to make sure that the community is safe, and that's the number one priority. And enforcing the Winnebago tribal laws is another priority of his and stuff. So we were going to make that happen. And again, the Winnebago in the News is out there. So transition, here we go. We are going to be talking about the notice of the Winnebago Tribe's special vote. This is going to take place, mark your calendars, it's a special vote on Friday, October 24th, 2025. The polling place is going to be down at the Whirling Thunder Wellness Center gym. Polls are open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then all voters eligible to vote in the October 2025 2025 Winnebago Tribal General Elections are eligible to vote in this special vote that's taking place again on October 24th. What is the vote about? It is very important, but it's to approve the tribal enrollment adoption for Winnebago tribal members. So we need all of the eligible voters to cast their vote on that. Again, that's your voice. Mm-hmm. It's very important. There's a lot of tribal members that want to get and become a Winnebago tribal member. And we are asking for all the eligible voters to come on down to cast their vote on that special day, October 24th. There was an administrative error. The ballots didn't get printed in time, and now we need to resolve this. And so we're asking for all the eligible Winnebago tribal members to come down and cast their vote for the special vote Friday, October 24th. Here's kind of a schedule. It's posted in the Winnebago in the News. And we invited Tyresha and Tiffany to come on up here. I know they're busy. They had a council meeting, and we wanted to make mention, but hopefully before October 24th, if we have any questions, maybe we can relay that to them, or if there's any concerns or anything. But October 8th, Wednesday, send tribal enrollment adoption ballots to automated election services for printing. That has taken place. October 10th, Friday, send notification of special vote to standing election board. That has taken place. Now, here's where we're at. Today, October 14th, Tuesday, is the deadline for absentee ballot requests. If you're not going to be in town, go talk to the administration. Also, email them if you need to, and get your absentee ballot if you're not going to be around to cast your vote. I'm going to be out of town. I'm on travel. Something's going to take place and stuff. I want to cast my vote now. You know what I mean? You need to get that absentee ballot done, and that deadline is today, folks. Okay, so they will be mailed out tomorrow, and then we're on the countdown to October 24th, 2025, and then the tribal council is going to review those results, and they're going to ratify those results on October 27th. It's a Monday. Any questions?
No, I think that's very thorough. Very thorough.
That's very important.
Yes.
Public service. We told the administration, tribal council, election board that we were going to announce that. So we're going to keep announcing that as much as possible. But the special vote's taking place October 24th. Us as communications, we have a duty to make sure we try to inform as much as possible the people that there's going to be a special vote on October 24th. So if you guys could help us out, those eligible voters, check with your family members. I know that you have a big family. Mm-hmm. My kids, you know what I mean? They're eligible to vote now. And so I'm going to let them know to make sure that they cast their votes. All right. So that's that.
All right.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
But we got it.
Yep.
We got it done. Okay. Here we go. The next section of today's Winnebago Talks. Where are we at?
So we can either roll out our...
roll out.
Yeah.
Ludicrous. What do we got?
Joke of the day.
Oh, let's do it. Okay. I got one.
Okay.
All right. Here's joke of the day. We got a graphic for this?
We do.
Is it up?
Wait.
I'm gonna package this one up and show Garrick's this one, because Garrick's is the one that always gives me the joke. But okay. I'm still in this one. Okay. This past weekend, now, I had the opportunity to go down to our relatives to the south. They had a Fall Into Awareness, Domestic Violence Prevention Awareness Month event. And they had a talent show. And so you could tell a joke, you could sing and stuff. Beautiful talent down there and everything. This young kid gets up, and I'm still in his joke, okay? Don't tell him. But he says this joke, and he says, Why didn't the skeleton cross the road? I thought it was cool. Why didn't the skeleton cross the road?
You got me.
He had no guts. They're smart. I thought that was cool. That gave me a tee-hee.
Hold on, gave a little tiny knee slap.
You had no guts.
All right.
All right, you got one?
I do got one.
Uh-oh.
So in recognition of Halloween, I'll probably be rolling out a few. Maybe
Yeah.
even after Halloween passed. Who knows? But, okay. How does a ghost cow laugh?
How does a ghost cow?
Yeah, how does a ghost cow laugh?
Oh, yeah. The spirits of the cows. Got to remember them, right? How do they laugh?
Yeah.
Moo or something. I don't know.
Moo. Ha, ha.
They just take off?
Moo. Ha, ha, ha. No, so what did the ghost say when he realized he'd been cheated? I've been bamboozled.
Oh, man. All right. Man, I need to get my sound effects back, you know? These are knee slappers. These are the tee-hee moments. Okay, so are you ready for the rant?
Oh, yes.
Today's rant of the day. Okay, you guys ready? You ready for mine?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I always remember, I grew up in Scottsbluff. We had a Many Moccasins dance troupe show that we did yesterday and then also Sunday afternoon, right? And the trip takes about 7-8 hours. Okay, it's on the Panhandle side by Chimney Rock and all that stuff, right? That's where Scottsbluff is.
Okay.
I used to spend my summers over there as a kid, and good times, you know. We used to go fishing, all kind of good things, and I even took my little family around. I'm like, hey, that's the house that we grew up in. My rant is, here's my rant, okay? I remember traveling and taking it a long time. And this is 30 plus years ago. Okay? Now, we're in 2025, and it still takes the same amount of time. Okay? So when I was there, and then on the way back, I was like, you know, the settlers, right? When they would, how many miles would they do a day? Like how long?
Horse and buggy.
Would it take a month to get, if we had a show to do in Scottsbluff? So what my rant is how come we didn't figure out to make it faster? How come we can't fly? I mean, like consumer fly, you know what I mean? Like this, I need to go to Scottsbluff. I'll be back in an hour. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Teleportation or something, right?
Something that you would see from the Jetsons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my rant. Figure it out, guys. I mean, we got satellites up in the sky. We got a man on the moon. But we still, 30 years into this game of transportation, we still haven't figured out how to Star Trek it. You know, they gave it to you. You know what I mean? They molecules and all that. They just need to transport somehow. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's my rant of the day.
Okay.
Kind of outlandish, but.
No, it's very much reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, like a drone flight or something like that. Okay, so you have like those big corporations and American Airlines, Southwest, all those ones and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do. It doesn't even make sense. Like, I think like you go to Denver or Minneapolis, right? Minneapolis takes 4 hours. You have to get there 2 hours before you go to Minneapolis to get through the line. And, you know, it takes you an hour to get there. So you might as well just travel, right? I mean, there's no point of flying and stuff. I'm just saying, like, we need consumer modes of transportation, not the big air flight stuff, you know?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Make everything more user-friendly.
This is, yeah. Like,
no, because I'll add that when I was little, I used to think that like when I grew up, and it's I don't know, so I had a big I dreamt. How do you say that? I can't even say it. Can't say what I'm trying to say. I would very much be a big dreamer.
Yeah.
But I thought that when I grew up, when I became an adult,
yeah,
that we would be living in some futuristic like Jetson environments, and although you do see it like outlays in different areas, like especially different countries, they have that vibe of Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
It's got to get there, guys. So that's my rant of the day. Like 40 years later, we haven't figured it out. Let's figure it out. Come on, everybody. Come on. Come with me.
So any young engineer, any young aspiring engineer.
Scientist, engineer, something like that, man. Go back and watch the reruns of Star Trek and stuff. They head to planet and stuff, you know. We're going to get there. Yeah. Maybe not in our lifetime, but I think it will happen, you know. Anyways, so that's you got one?
I do got one.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So mine's going to come in the sense of, so for starters, you know, we'd never truly know anybody's going through. But, you know, we always hear people say, and I say it because I genuinely mean it and I'm not saying that, I don't mean to say that in a way that someone else that may say it isn't genuine when they say it as well. But you might hear of somebody saying, be good to each other, or, you know, treat others how you want to be treated, while they actively treat people not so great. You know what I mean? But there's going to be people that are going to be projecting. So if they're going through things in their life that they're not happy about, then they're going to project their unhappiness onto others. I had to break that down because it comes to the sense of when you're walking around and you go out and about in a day-to-day thing and you see somebody that you recognize, you know, you're like, hey, so-and-so, and then they don't say nothing back. They just snap you off.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you're like scurrying behind someone to hurry up and catch that door, and then they just let the door close and just slam in your face. Just little small gestures like that, like greeting people, holding the door open. But I know that, you know, not everybody's walking around with a sunshine, or how'd you say, a pocket full of sunshine.
Yeah, that is true. But don't take it out on others.
No.
Yeah, it makes sense and stuff, you know. And I agree with you. Wholeheartedly and stuff, you know. Cashiers be like, you don't like your job, don't do your job, then, you know, don't take it out on me. I mean, that makes sense. At the same time, you know, there's a lot of help out there. So those individuals, if you need to talk or something like that, you know, Kikijide, there's other programs and stuff, because we all get a little flustered, but they wear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I guess it brings us to this point is like, is that fake if they try to fake it, or, you know, expressing themselves and stuff? But I agree with you, is like, if you're preaching, be good to one another, and then you're not doing it yourself, that's something that I have a disagreement with it, because what do they call it? Contradiction.
Yeah. And it's like you notice that and you could recognize that pattern. And that's not to pass the judgment or anything like that. It's just like, I recognize that. And, you know, sometimes it's like you have those boundaries of like, I'm not going to step on nobody's toes, or it's not my place to say that, or things like that. But maybe somebody like just needs that little like encouragement. Like, you know, I noticed you've been kind of mean lately, or that kind of thing, you know, like you've been a little mean lately. Like, you know, is there something you need to talk about, or something like that, you know? Yeah. But it's just like, like what you said, like practice what you preach.
Yes, for sure. That's a good rant. I like that one. That was a little deep and stuff.
I jumped a little over. Yeah, I was trying to get it to.
But I see what you mean and stuff. And if we can do anything to help, you know, we're kind of on the radio station and stuff. But if I have my nose up in the air and I don't say hi to you, just know that I was laser focused on something or whatever and stuff. But I am going to say hi, because just in my mind, I'm not promised tomorrow. No. And nobody is. Yeah. So I don't want them to have the last memory of me having my nose stuck up in the air or like crabby or anything like that. So I want to make sure you could always say hello. You could stop me, have a conversation and stuff. I'm not one of those people that holds grudge or anything. You know, let's do it. Let's do it, man, because you just never know, guys. You just never know. Yep. So with that being said, I like it. The last thing I want to make mention, and we're going to formalize this here. This is one of my goals, is I want to do a recognition of, okay, I was trying to formulate this up here. Did you know we have a community complaint procedure?
Yes.
We have a policy. I never looked at it or anything like that, because I think that, you know, but I understand for the complaint, because squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Yes.
That's a kind of, what do they call it? A synonym, no, what do they call that? Analogy.
Analogy.
It's an analogy. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. And if you see something that needs to be corrected, you know, yes, there's that mechanism. You can write a complaint. and hopefully it gets resolved. It makes sense. At the same time, we want to foster a positive community because we have so many negative things that are taking place and stuff. One of the negative things that really bothered me, and this is kind of another rant part 2, is Donald Trump made it back to Christopher Columbus Day.
Man.
And yeah. So we're not going to get down on that road and stuff like that, but it's just, to me, it's wrong. All right, just straight up wrong. It's bad, everything. So forget about that. What I want to do is recognize individuals, entities, organizations that do something good. We call it shout outs.
Yeah.
You have a shout out, DJ Bethani, whatever. I want to formalize it up. Maybe give them a little medal or like a little headphones or something like that. I got Tyler doing the little research for me and stuff. You know what I mean? But I want to recognize some individuals, and you could recognize some individuals that do something good, positive for the Winnebago community, including, here's mine. This kind of like a prelude of what's to come, you know, and we'll kind of get it announced and stuff. And hopefully, how you do all requests live, how you get people voting, maybe we could get nominations.
Yeah, okay.
Get nominations of like, because we would love to read it. I would love to have a whole hour of positive things that everybody's doing. I want to recognize these following individuals. The Winnebago Public Health Department. They received their accreditation. They had a celebration last week. Mona, the accreditation committee, all that work that they did. And there was tears, there was hugs, there was smiles, there was laughter, there was song, there was prayer, and there was a meal that they had. So Mona, the Winnebago Public Health Department, Lorelei, she got to talk. Isaac was the MC. He said some good words, man. Those words still resonate. And all the community. Without the community and the people that utilize those services, they wouldn't have anything to be accredited for. So it's a big kind of, we're going to formalize that. Yeah, thank you to the Winnebago Public Health. Yes, for sure. Now, another individual I'm going to kind of go on a rant here, or continue on. Sarah Snake.
Yes.
She's going to come in. She's going to help us on that. She has a beautiful song, and I wanted her to record it. But she went across the pond.
Yes.
The big pond. She's over in Barcelona. And so I want to recognize Sarah Snake, man. She was like, cheerleader coach for many, many years. Just all around. And I know she took care of her mom. She took care of our win editor, Jerome. And they have since went on to the spirit world and stuff. But she reached out too. She was part of the people that were in attendance when we performed up there at South Sioux City for the Winnebago Public Health Foundation's night.
Yes.
And Sarah, safe travels. We're proud of you. Bring back, we hope to get you onto the show to talk about your trip over across. I've never been to Barcelona, Spain. I mean, have you ever been overseas?
No.
I've been over there, but that's a whole entire trip. So Sarah, we want to recognize you and we want to give you a round of applause and stuff like that. Last one I got, and then I'll turn it over to you.
Okay.
Baby Wombly. Man, did you see that? Black Hills Powwow happened this weekend, and the Woodland Dancers come out as the grand champions for the grand entry. And Baby Wombly, man, there was a caption. I don't know if we have any pictures of that and stuff, you know what I mean? But maybe look at Cassie's Facebook page, but there's some great stuff there, man. And as we know, is very proud that this gentleman is doing good, not only for the Winnebago tribe, the Woodland category, but his family. And there's a picture, and it said, Woodland Dancers, Baby Woman, and it had a caption, they run the hills. Oh man, that was freaking, a lot of people were emotional. This like, feel of pride.
Yeah.
Behind, Baby Wombly can't drive himself. He can't make his own outfit just yet. He will. But behind everybody is the family.
Yes.
And his mom and dad, Sister Cassie, Brother Wombly. Thank you guys for taking them on up there and stuff, and I know that takes resources, takes time away from your household, everything. But man, That is awesome. So we want to recognize Baby Wombly and everything that he did. There's a picture that will probably go down in infamy in the powwow circuit of him and Baby Ope. That's Opie Day is one of the prominent singers, a champion singer, and that's his son. But they did an amazing job. So that's who I want to recognize. The Winnebago Public Health Department, Sarah Snake and Baby Wombly. We'll have them more. Like I said, we should do like a whole hour, take some nominations and stuff. DJ Bethany, do you have any?
So I did show that picture. You talking about this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Such a beautiful picture.
Yeah, it is.
But okay, so I know that we had the special guest Jordana and Trisha come up, and they talked about the first ever Recycle Drive that's going to be coming up on Wednesday, October 22nd. But Trisha, she scurried in a little bit after Jordana because she was documenting something that's taking place over here in our area, in our neck of the woods. There's a demolition of a building that I heard is about 100 years old or so. And, of course, safety-wise, some of those employees that are a part of this project had to suit up, all that kind of stuff. So I want to recognize the roads department, specifically all of their employees out there. But I know that my little brother had to travel for work yesterday, and he made it back about 4 this morning.
Wow.
And he's over there helping out. And so I want to give him a big shout out because they both of my brothers work for the roads department, Bradley and Bronson. And growing up, it was always like the 3 Bs and just being the hero of our little family, a growing family. They have their own kids, they have their own family, they have their women, and we're all older now, but seeing them in their day-to-days like that and stuff like that, I wanted to give a recognition shout out to him because he's very passionate about what he does, and he's a hard worker, and I know that they all do their part out there, so I just want to give them, the roads department, a special shout out. And then following that, I would like to give a shout out to Trisha and Jordana. They're doing really awesome work, and I appreciated them coming on to share the announcement for that Recycle Drive. And we kind of touched on a lot of the different projects that they got to work on, that they have worked on, and some of the stuff that they're bringing into the community that's needed.
Yes.
And so I want to give my recognition to them too as well. And then they help us out a lot with our productions and stuff. And so that's what I got.
Yeah, very nice. That was awesome. Amazing job. And that's something that, here's what we need to do is during the pandemic, the custodians, those people that worked in that field, like literally like risked their lives so that we can utilize, like even at the hospital, whatever it may be and stuff. So I know construction is and roads is progress. Unfortunately, they're taking down a building, but something better is going to be coming, whatever it may be and stuff. There is elements, like asbestos and all this and that and stuff. We want to make sure that they stay safe, so we're praying for them.
Yep.
And that's a very good shout out. Jordana, she's a doer. Yeah. And she got this idea. She's doing it, and anything that we can do and help foster that. Same with Trisha, like this program that she's in, and she's starting up and she's taking over as far as recycling. We need to be more conscientious of that. Just look at ourselves, because if we're going to say, hey, you should do this. We talked about contradictors. Yeah. Let's kind of turn around and be like, hey, what can we do in our family household to utilize that? I know that we in the department, we have a blue bin down there. Yeah. And any of the packages and stuff like that, we try to send as far as recycling and stuff. So I'm glad that Trisha took that initiative and is very nice. So, yes, good job there. I like this. Yes. I think it's, makes us feel good a little bit, to give praise to everybody. So, again, we're going to try to get some nominations, maybe a form or something like that you guys can have. Yeah. And then let us know, and I don't want it to be like, dang, I did this. And, feel free to nominate yourself because there's nothing too small, too big. You know what I mean? It's just something that's positive that we should be able to recognize, because a lot of times there's a lot of negativity out there, guys. And we're here to try to show our appreciation to everybody, especially for helping out maybe the elders, the youth, or the Winnebago community, guys. So with that being said,
Real quick,
yeah,
I want to add, there's 2 things I wanted to mention.
Oh.
So I know that when we'll try to get somebody on, we have more episodes to come before we get to Halloween, but there's a trunk or treat that's going to take place. There's still some planning in place to get things ironed out, but we do need your help with votes. And so the Boys and Girls Club of the Ho Chunk Ni Sho Chachi is asking for votes for one of these movies. So they have The Nightmare Before Christmas, which I'm a little biased. I kind of hope that one wins.
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus, Frankenweenie, and Goosebumps 2 Haunted House. So you can vote on the graphic on our Facebook page, but, just if a listener out there isn't on Facebook but wants to vote, because this will be the movie that will show at the big screen in recognition of that trunk or treat event that's forthcoming.
Wow, look at all those comments, man. You don't have to get into them
Yeah.
and stuff. I'll go back and look at them and stuff, but I suppose people are saying it should be more scary or whatever.
There are some suggestions. Yeah.
All right, guys. We appreciate you guys commenting.
Definitely.
Always comment, and if you can, vote for that.
Yep.
And it's for the young ones and stuff. But yeah.
Secondly, we have that Winnebago Academy program presents 1 day, 2 events. And I do want to mention, I know that one of our DJ Mac Attack, Sandy, he did inquire about trying to get up. So maybe we'll try to get him to come on to discuss this more thoroughly. But there's going to be a haunted Halloween carnival and stage fright haunted house located at the Winnebago Public School. It's going to be open to all ages. This will be Saturday, October 25th. It'll open from 6 to 7:30. That's the haunted house. The Halloween carnival will be from 3 to 5. Both taking place on Saturday, October 25th. And so more information to come, but wanted to mention that. And all funds raised will support the Academy program. You can also view this on the Winnebago High School Student Council Facebook page.
I like that right there. That's a big one. Say it for those people in the back. All funds raised to support the Academy program.
Yes.
I like it.
Please share.
Taking that initiative to do that. So I want to send a shout out to the Winnebago High School Student Council.
Yes.
Doing some good work, man. Good job. You guys get a round of applause too for doing a lot of good things there.
Definitely.
Homecoming. Yep. All righty, guys. So with that being said, please reach out if you guys like to be a guest on Winnebago Talks. We have some more programming the rest of the week, but you guys have a good rest of your week here. On behalf of Winnebago Talks Big Voice Radio, broadcasting out of Allen, Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe, we say have a good day. Hi-zo.
Hi-zo.